We were working on this song yesterday, so let's just review it. And I can't see what that says, Veronica. Let me unmute you for a second.
It was a thing that you wrote down so I could remember just in case.
Good job.
Thank you.
That's awesome. So let me just say the rhyme, and then you guys can say it with me once through just to review, and then we'll go pick up where we left off yesterday. So it goes like this. Bickle, bockle, blue bottle, fishes in the sea. If you want a partner, just choose me. Okay? And if you need help with the words, they're right there on the bottom. We're not singing or anything. We're just saying the words in rhythm. Okay? Why don't you say it with me? 1, 2, ready, go. Bickle, bockle, blue bottle, fishes in the sea. If you want a partner, just choose me. Okay. So we talked about yesterday how we have a couple different types of notes in this song. And I'm just curious for the people who remember to raise their hand and tell me what are the, well, technically there's 3 kinds of notes, but we only talked about 2 of them yesterday. I'm going to take my arrow and point to one of them. What is this kind that I'm pointing at right now? Jocelyn.
A pair of 8 notes.
Pair of 8 notes. Good job. Good memory. And what about this one right here that my blue arrow is pointing at? Kaylin, do you have your hand up?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay, Gabriel, go ahead.
A quarter note.
Good job, good job. And you almost said 1 beat, I think, and a quarter note gets 1 beat, so that's correct. All right, let's move on. Take my arrow away. Okay, so there's a quarter note right there on your screen, and there is a pair of 8th notes. Now, let's go back real quick. Remember when I said when we're reading through music, sometimes we call them something else? This one is also called ta. We can say ta, and then we call these TT. And I'll show you guys how we do that right here. So I'm going to take my little drawing tool. When I'm reading through this and I say read on the rhythm syllables, what I mean is we're not saying the words, we're saying T, 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 ta, T, 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 T. You understand? So when I see a pair of 8th notes, I'm going to say TT. And when I see a quarter note, I'm going to say ta. Okay? So let's just do this first measure. You see where my dot is? That's where we're going to end. We're just going to do that first measure. Okay? Make sure you're not drawing on my screen on accident, okay? So let's do it really slowly. I'll do it first. It goes T, 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 ta, T, T. Okay? 1, 2, ready, go. T, 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 ta, T, T. Good. Anybody want to give a try? We're going to skip over this measure because we haven't talked about this non-filled in note yet. But if anybody would try the measure that I'm circling right now that says, if you want a partner, can someone try reading that on rhythm syllables, meaning doing it on TT and ta for me? Anybody want to try that challenge? Okay, Shanice, why don't you try it?
T, 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 ta, ta.
Good job, you got it. Okay, make sure you mic, there you go. Okay, cool. Good job. And I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, but we're not gonna focus on this too much right now. These notes that are not filled in are called half notes, and they get 2 beats. So if you had a quarter note, I'm just gonna draw a little messy quarter note right here. If you had a quarter note, oh my goodness. If you had a quarter note plus another quarter note, 1 plus 1, it would equal a half note, which is what you see right here and what you see right here. So 1 plus 1 equals 2. So we just had a little mini math lesson. Okay? All right, let's go on. Let me take all of that drawing away. Okay. So what you see on my screen now is something I wrote out to go with the rhythm that or with the song that we learned. Take a look at it for a second. I'm going to give you about 20 seconds. I'm going to count in my head and see if you can figure out why some of the fishes are smaller and some of them are bigger, and why some are on the second line and some are on the first line. Okay, so just think about that for a second. Okay, I see some hands up. Shanice, what do you think?
I think that those are notes, like symbolizing notes.
Okay, good job. You are correct. And Gabriel, what do you think?
The two fishes that are together represent the TTs.
Good job. And what does the bigger fish that's by itself?
Ta.
Ta. Very good. So let's read this through on TT and Ta, just this one measure, okay? And I'll put my arrow underneath or beside each one as we do it so we know where we're at, okay? It will sound like this. T, 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 Ta, T, T. 1, 2, now it's your turn. T, 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 Ta, T, T. Okay, now that answered my question about what do you think the size of the fish represents, but they're still on 2 different lines. And you see here that we have a TT on this line, and then we also have a TT on this line. Can anybody think about what that might represent, them being on different lines? Jocelyn?
It represents scales.
Okay, that's a very good guess. It represents the notes that are in scales for sure, yeah. And you guys have probably heard about this in music before, but for the purposes of this lesson, if the note is on this line, it is so. And if the note is on this line, it is me. Okay, and those are called solfege syllables, and we have a whole bunch of those, but today we're just working with so and me. So sounds like this, so, and it has its own hand sign, so, and me sounds like this, me, and it has its own hand sign too, okay? So not only do we have the rhythm of TT and Ta, we also have so and me, okay? Does anybody remember this from music, or is this a new idea for you? Kaylin? Make sure you're unmuted. There you go.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me. Okay, let me check. I should be unmuted. Can you hear me now?
It's like glitching.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that. It has been kind of lagging a little bit today. I hope it doesn't kick everybody out. But if it does, I'll be back. So if you could just sing the solfege so with me and do the hand sign so. So. Sing the same note that I'm singing. So. Good job. And then sing me. It's a little bit like sign language, kind of. So, me. Which one of those notes is lower? So or me? Jocelyn?
Me.
Me is lower, okay? So that's why these are on different lines, because so is on the higher line and me is on the lower line, Okay. So here's what it would sound like in my head when I'm looking at this. Here's what it would sound like when I'm singing this through on solfege and using ta and TT. It goes like this. So, me, so, me. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. Why don't you give that a try? And it really does help me to remember when I do the hand signs, because whenever I switch, I'm like, okay, I have to switch my voice to a different note. Okay, ready, go. So, me, so, me. Good. I saw a lot of people doing it with me. Let's move on to the next slide. And I have another slide of fishes, but they are a different pattern. Okay, so look at these. I'm going to give you about 10 seconds to practice with all your microphones muted. And then if somebody wants to share their reading of this, then I can unmute your microphone and you can show me. Okay, so I'm going to be quiet for about 10 seconds and let you practice. Remember, it's only so and me. Okay, awesome. Now, if you would like to share you reading this out loud in your singing voice, raise your hand. I saw a lot of you getting it correctly. I was just kind of reading your lips a little bit. Shanice, why don't you share with us?
Oops. So, me, so.
Good job. And she got the rhythm correct too, because it's T, 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 ta, right? Okay, anyone else want to sing it for us? Kaden, I think you got it correct because I was watching you and I saw your lips do the right thing. Do you want to try it? Okay, I'm gonna unmute you. So.
So, me, so.
Good job, Kaden, you got it. All right, I think that's everybody that had their hand up. Jocelyn, did you have your hand up for that one? We can go to the next one and let you guys look at that one. Okay, here's the next one. So give that one a practice. I like seeing all the hand signs going. Kaden, what are you doing? Leave your video alone. Okay, I would like somebody to share with us that didn't share last time. Gabriel, go ahead.
So, me, so, me.
Good job, you got it. And Jocelyn, you want to give it a try? No, not right now. That's okay. I believe we have one more slide, and this one has a little bit of a challenge on it. And don't worry about that last fish because we have not talked about it yet. But once you practice a little bit, I'll tell you about it, okay? So, a few seconds of practice. Okay. Now, just from where that fish is placed, way down there at the bottom, do you think that note is going to be the lowest note in our song? Yeah, because it's the lowest note on the music staff, right? Okay, so I'm just going to tell you that it's do. It's called do. I'm going to write it for you so that you can see that written out. Ooh, that's messy. Okay, do, and it sounds like so, me, do. Okay, practice with that, and then I will call on 2 more people to show us their reading of it. Okay, if you would like to share with us, raise your hand. I'm gonna try to make sure that everybody that wants to share gets a chance. Kaylin, go ahead. Good job. Okay, Shanice.
So, mi, do.
Okay, so you did the right hand sign and that was exactly correct, but I think your voice went back up to so. It went so, mi, so. But that's okay because we didn't even talk about do, and I'm really proud for all the work that you guys did today. Just don't worry about that last little fish. We will come back to him later. He's not even hardly all the way in the picture, so I'll fix that next time. All right, so we have a just an empty thing right here. Do you know what it's called? The music lines are called when there's no notes on them? When it's just an empty? No? It's called a staff, a music staff. And it has 5 lines, as you can see. Let's count them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we always start at the bottom and go up when we're counting. And then it has 4 spaces, and let's count those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, technically there's space up here and space down here, but we don't count those because those have a different name, which we'll learn later. I would like someone to tell me if I was gonna write right now a note, a quarter note on the line so. Can somebody tell me where to write that? Jocelyn.
You would write it on this second one, but on the line, not in the middle.
The second line, good. So I'm gonna go ahead and write it right there. Gotta color it in because it's a quarter note. Color, color, color. Now if I wanted to go me, me, what would I do? Shanice?
You would go. So you would go to the first line.
Line 1. And would I draw a quarter note there or would I draw a pair of 8s there?
Huh?
Would I draw a quarter note? Would I draw a ta or would I draw a TT if I wanted to go so, me, me?
A TT.
TT, good. So, me, me. And I'm gonna just do it really fast. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so I am really proud of you and I hope that I see you all back tomorrow in music. Okay, you'll have a good rest of your afternoon.
Bye.
Bye. Good job today.